When it comes to the van wars, Hyundai has always been a mainstay with its formidable Grand Starex. However, as the competition came out with more and more creature comforts and cabin amenities in their van offerings, the lone Grand Starex Swivel variant in the country felt a little bit dated and left behind. Not to be outdone, Wheels Incorporated took a Grand Starex Swivel, added a bunch of creature comforts and cabin amenities, and even removed the swivel option and came out with this behemoth. This here is Hyundai's Big Daddy, the 2020 Grand Starex Platinum, and it even comes with power sliding doors. And in this video, we get to drive it. Let's do this. Hello guys, I'm Reagan and welcome back to another car review. If you're new to my channel guys, I hope you hit that subscribe button and become part of the Reagan Strides family. If you're a subscriber already, thank you so much for your support by watching this video. I also hope that you give it a like. Also, special thanks to Hyundai Manila Bay for this awesome opportunity to feature this Big Daddy right here. If you have any need for any Hyundai vehicles, you may head on down here to Hyundai Manila Bay and check them out. If you have any inquiries at all, you may also contact the person in my description below. The Grand Starex is Hyundai's full-size van offering in the country, and for the passenger segment, it comes in as a lone variant, which is the Grand Starex Swivel. The name swivel comes from the second row seats, which could swivel to face backwards so that you can hold meetings on the go. However, some of the more premium buyers out there may want a little bit more luxury in their Grand Starex Swivel, and that's why Hyundai Manila Bay decided to take a Grand Starex Swivel and upgrade it with some cabin amenities and creature comforts to come up with the gold and the platinum variant. Now what we have here is the top-spec Grand Starex Platinum, and this behemoth retails for 3,098,000 Philippine pesos. Now, the base model Grand Starex Swivel only comes in at 2.2 million Philippine pesos, so let's see if this top-spec Platinum is worth the extra cost. Now, since the Grand Starex Platinum is based off the swivel variant, it still retains the same shape and design as the swivel despite the Platinum moniker. However, the Platinum gets this massive chromed out front grille right here that is pretty much in line with some of the luxury van offerings in the country. For your headlights though, you only get halogen headlights here, but I dare say that the headlight assembly is designed beautifully. Now the Platinum variant gets LED DRLs here at the front bumper, which you can't find in the base swivel variant, and you also have halogen fog lights there. Now when you look at this Grand Starex Platinum, it received a facelift last year, but despite that, it still retains the same shape and familiarity as the previous generations. It works well for this van because, well, it looks dang good for a people hauler. Now, when you get to the side of this Grand Starex, you'll get a feel of how massive this behemoth is. At 5,150 millimeters, it's one of the longest and largest passenger vehicles that you can buy in the local market. Now, the Grand Starex Platinum has several cosmetic enhancements that separate it from the base model Grand Starex Swivel. Now, we start off with the side mirrors because the Platinum has body-colored side mirrors with side repeaters versus the black plastic housing that can be found in the side mirrors of the base model Swivel. This Platinum also has this chromed out rain visor here and some chrome bits that surround your driver's side window. The door handles of the driver and the passenger are also chromed out because apparently when it comes to luxury vans, well, having a lot of chrome is the epitome of luxury. Now this Grand Starex Platinum also has these step boards here that should help some of your elderly passengers to get inside this behemoth. And the cherry on top, guys, well, the Platinum variant gets these automatic power sliding doors with a voice prompt inside the vehicle that tells you that the doors are opening or closing, and that's the first of its kind that I've seen in any of the cars that I've reviewed. Now when it comes to wheels and tires, you've got 16-inch wheels here, which I must admit are a little bit on the small side when it comes to such a large van. However, these wheels and tires are tuned more for comfort because the tire size that you get here are 215/70 R16 tires, and that should make for a pretty cushy ride. Now, hiding behind those wheels and tires, you get four-wheel disc brakes, which is adequate enough to stop this behemoth, and for ground clearance, you get 190 millimeters of ground clearance, which is pretty standard for a full-size van. Now, when you go over to the rear end of the Grand Starex Platinum, you'll see that it's pretty much the same rear end as the previous generation Starex. Despite receiving a facelift, it's mostly in the front, and the rear didn't really get any changes at all. Now, having said that, guys, the rear end of the Grand Starex Platinum looks a little bit dated, and especially when you take your attention to this rear mirror right here. You see, the Grand Starex Platinum already has a rear view camera, so I don't know for the life of me why Hyundai even put this chromed out rear mirror right here. I mean, it's totally redundant, guys. And when you look at the design, the taillights that you have here are the same candy bar style taillights, but you do get some chrome bits here surrounding your taillights for the Platinum version. And the taillights itself, they're not LEDs. These are still incandescent bulbs, so it's a little bit dated in that aspect. Now, you also have these rubber protective mats here to ensure that you don't get any scratches whenever you're loading heavy stuff into your Grand Starex Platinum. You also have a few parking sensors there. Now, when you pop open the liftgate, you'll see that the liftgate is a manual liftgate. It's not a power-assisted liftgate, which is a big miss, especially since, well, it would put up few brownie points in favor of the Grand Starex Platinum if we had a power-assisted liftgate here. Now, having said that, guys, when you look at the entire trunk capacity, well, with the third row in use, you don't really get any trunk capacity anymore. Or is it? You see, this is not the same as some of its competitors because, well, the third row can be slid forward in such a way that you still have some space for your third row passengers in terms of legroom and knee room, and now you have a good amount of trunk capacity here. How much is it? Well, let's check out with our luggage test. I have here a medium-sized luggage, and as you can see, with the third row seats slid forward, and it's still usable, by the way, you can put your medium-sized luggage here and stack up a second one on top of it, and put a third one here for a total of 3 medium-sized luggage and several other small items inside. Now, if you need more space than what's currently provided for you, you could, well, kick out the passengers in your third row, all right, and continuously slide this forward for much more space. Now, if you do that, you now have space to put your medium-sized luggage like this, as you can see, and you can stack 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 medium-sized luggage in this area. The thing is, you did have to kick out your third row passengers. Oh well, but at least you still got that much trunk space inside your Grand Starex Platinum. Now, we don't really have the official figures in terms of liters as to the capacity of this full-size van, but take my word for it, guys. This behemoth can swallow anything that you throw at it. Bit of a heavy door. Now, we all know that the Grand Starex has a nose, and that means that, well, there are no incidents of hard-boiled eggs or fried eggs when it comes to the drivers of the Grand Starex Platinum, and that's pretty much a good thing. The fact that the engine is out here on the nose and rather than under the driver's seat also means that you get lesser noise and vibration inside the cabin of your Grand Starex Platinum. Now, having said that, guys, all Starexes in the country are powered by the same 2.5-liter turbo diesel Euro 4 compliant engine that's good for 167 horses and 451 Newton meters of torque. Now, power is sent to the rear wheels via a 5-speed automatic transmission, which may seem a little bit dated in today's times of 6-speed transmissions or even higher. But then, guys, for daily commuting chores, a 5-speed automatic is perfectly decent. Heck, there are even some MPVs out there that are still sporting a 4-speed automatic transmission. Now, most Grand Starex Platinums in the country would be piloted by a man-owned driver, so the fact that the cockpit is a little bit on the dated side, it's not really a big issue. However, let's start off with the things that I like about this cockpit. First up, you get these gorgeous leather-wrapped seats here that are wrapped in beige leather. And I must say, guys, that the quality of the leather that they use here are pretty much already on the premium luxury side. However, the seats are not power adjustable, but then since it's man-owned driver who would be piloting this thing most of the time, it's not really a big issue there. Now, from your seats, you also get this nice, gorgeously wrapped leather steering wheel here. And this leather use is, well, also a bit on the premium side. However, The steering wheel doesn't really get any buttons here for hands-free operation and connectivity, and you only get a horn button. So again, that is another reminder that the cockpit is a little bit on the dated side. However, the biggest improvement that I've seen here in the Grand Starex Platinum is the fact that you get an infotainment system that has an 8-inch touchscreen display with Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and Bluetooth connectivity. Now, this is a huge upgrade from the base model Grand Starex Swivel, because the Swivel only gets, I think, a 1-DIN radio. So this baby here is a huge step up. Now, you also get a rear view camera and even a dash cam in the Grand Starex Platinum, but it doesn't appear in your 8-inch infotainment screen. But rather, it appears on your rear view mirror, and you can see there that you have the image of your rear view camera and your dash cam. But this is really more of a dealer option rather than a basic standard option for the Grand Starex Platinum. Now, another best part about this Grand Starex Platinum is the fact that you get your shifter that's mounted on your center dashboard. This means that you get a good amount of legroom space right here in the center, and you would need that legroom space because you have your center console here with a couple of cup holders, a little cubby, and the fact that the center console also doubles as a third seat for your front row. That's right, guys. The Grand Starex Platinum has the versatility of adding a third passenger right here in the front row of this van. So that is something that you could not see in other luxury vans in the segment. The third passenger in the front row even gets their own seat belt. So safety is also assured. As I mentioned, this baby right here is a center console with a couple of cup holders. So let's see if these cup holders will pass my clean canteen test. So let's put the clean canteen there. Yep, it is a complete pass right there, guys. It fits my clean canteen flask perfectly well. So yes, so these are the areas that I like about the cockpit of the Grand Starex Platinum. Now we move on to the bits that I don't like about this baby. And first up, you get a fully manual climate control system. That's right, you heard me, guys. For a luxury van that is over 3 million pesos, you don't get an automatic climate control system. I mean, come on, right? Even these small budget crossover offerings from, let's say, Chinese car makers are already giving fully automated or automatic climate control systems, but you don't get that in your Hyundai Grand Starex. Now, another little bit that I don't like about this is, well, given the size of the dashboard, the size of this cockpit, you're surrounded pretty much by, well, plastics. The plastics are more on the soft touch material, so that's actually a good thing. But the mere fact that the dashboard is huge, guys, and it's really completely made of plastic, it's a little bit on the, well, on the unsightly side when it comes to aesthetic. Right? Now, another tiny niggle that I found here in this Grand Starex Platinum is that your driver's side sun visor doesn't get any vanity mirrors. That's right, guys. You get a 3 million peso luxury premium van, and your driver's sun visors don't get any vanity mirrors. So Manong driver, if ever he needs to check if there's something in his teeth, will have to make use of the rear view mirror right there. Now let's head over to the second row and see what kind of space and luxury comfort we can expect at the second row of the Grand Starex Platinum. Now, when you get inside the passenger cabin of the Grand Starex Platinum, you'll see that this place is so large, it practically qualifies as a living room already. And you'd feel totally at home in here because this baby sports a couple of, well, VIP seats here. These are not your regular captain seats. These babies are powered VIP seats. You've got a power-operated seat back and a power-operated footrest and ottoman right here. These seats are also wrapped in a gorgeous beige leather, and they are pretty premium and luxurious, especially for a van. You also get these butterfly headrests here, so that will make sure that you won't have any like stiff necks while you're taking a nap inside your Grand Starex Platinum. And well, wow, these babies can even convert into an actual bed so that you could take a nap while you're being driven around in your Grand Starex. I mean, if you had any doubts, guys, about paying like over 3 million pesos for this Hyundai Grand Starex Platinum, well, those doubts are put to rest the moment you take a seat on your VIP seats that we can find here. Now, aside from these seats, guys, you also get rear AC controls here that's mounted on the ceiling. You get a couple of rear AC vents for your air right here at the back. And in case you want to order some drive-thru at your nearest McDonald's, you also have an actual sliding window right here so that you could relay your drive-thru orders by yourself instead of just relying on your manong driver. I believe that the Grand Starex Platinum, or the Grand Starex in the country, is the only van that has this kind of, well, tiny sliding window right here that should help give you, well, some options when you're at a drive-thru. Now, you also have a center tray right here in the middle where you can park your smartphone while it's being charged, because you have a sole USB port right here, one each for each of the VIP passengers in your Grand Starex Platinum. This center tray also has a couple of small cup holders which can house an espresso cup or maybe even your cocktails while you're being driven around in luxurious comfort inside your Grand Starex Platinum. I mean, this baby loses out on the swivel capability of the seats, but who cares, right? Who cares if I don't have a swivel seat, because I got a couple of VIP seats right here that could even turn into a bed whenever I want to take a nap while I'm being transported inside my Grand Starex Platinum. This is really, really gorgeous, crazily premium, guys. I mean, wow. Now anyway, let's head over to the third row and see what kind of space we can find in the third row of your Grand Starex Platinum. Now, typically, people who are relegated to the third row seats are pretty much the sorry bunch because, well, they don't really get the leg room and they don't really get much toys. But when it comes to the Grand Starex Platinum, that's not really the case. You see, the seats for the third row are now adjusted, wherein you have some luggage at the back that could fit a medium-sized luggage, and the second row captain seats or VIP seats I have here are adjusted so that they have maximum leg room for the front. The thing is, I still have a good 4 inches of knee room and a large amount of leg room here before I even touch the seat back of the VIP seats. I'm 5'6", guys, and as you can see, well, this third row space is perfectly livable. I can stay here for a full day's road trip and I won't get any cramps at all. And I also won't feel sorry for myself. This is not bad at all, guys. Now, let's hop over to the driver's seat and take this behemoth out for a quick spin just to see how it's like to pilot the Grand Starex Platinum. Let's go. Alright, guys, so we're now behind the wheel of the Hyundai Grand Starex Platinum, and wow, I gotta say this, guys. Wow. Why am I saying wow? Because your sitting position is really high. I feel like I have the visibility of a large 10-wheeler truck. It's really that high, guys. I mean, crazy. And it's good. It is really good because, as you all know, I'm 5'6", and at 5'6", I would prefer to have a higher commanding view of the road whenever I'm driving the car rather than a lower one, because at least in this way, well, I'll make sure that I'll be safe at all times whenever I'm driving. Now, the visibility that you can get in your Hyundai Grand Starex is pretty much expected. You get a commanding view of the road. This is phenomenal, guys. You got an awesomely large side windows here. So despite piloting such a large vehicle, you don't really get too much blind spots here. Now, we all know that the Starex also has a nose, but it's not really a big issue because, well, the size and the visibility of your windshield will give you a really awesome view of the road, guys. Now, when it comes to seats, as I mentioned, these are leather seats, and these seats, they're not really as plush as some of the luxury offerings that you can find in the market, but they are already at the premium level, guys. The seats are quite supportive. I like the fact that I also get a good amount of lumbar support here, so even if I'm going on a pretty long drive, I don't think I'll feel much fatigue whenever I'm piloting this Grand Starex Platinum. Now, let's try to open her up and see what kind of acceleration we'll expect. Wow, okay, that's unexpected. Normally, for a vehicle that is this large, this heavy, I would expect the acceleration to be a little bit on the tame side. But that's not the case, guys. Let's try it again. We have an open road. Woo! Nice downshift. Wow. All right, that is pretty crazy awesome, guys. I mean, this is a diesel-powered full-size van, and as full-size vans go, this baby has a bit of zip in it. Woo, yeah. Of course, you could hear the diesel engine's roar when you're gunning it, and that's pretty much expected. But the good thing there is, it's not sluggish. It doesn't feel heavy. In fact, it feels like I'm driving a mid-size crossover. I mean, imagine that. You have the full capacity, the space, the passenger seating comfort of a full-size van, but the driving feel of a mid-size crossover. Talk about having the best of both worlds, guys. Wow. Now, when it comes to suspension and ride comfort, well, this is a van, guys. And as vans go, well, I'm going through a not-so-perfect road here, and as you can see, the ride comfort is pretty decent. It's got a little bit of body wallow, which is expected from a vehicle of this size. And yeah, it's actually quite comfortable, guys. But I'm only talking from the driver's seat. Now, the best way to experience ride comfort and quality would be at the second row. Those VIP seats that we've been talking about, guys. Now, that would be the perfect place to experience the ride comfort and quality of this Hyundai Grand Starex Platinum. So with that in mind, guys, I will now head to the VIP seats at the back and give you a passenger impression. Alright, so as you can see, I am now seated right here at the VIP seats. These are the best seats in the house, the best seats in the Grand Starex Platinum. And this is where you'd normally find yourself sitting whenever you'd get a vehicle like this. Now, in terms of ride quality and comfort, well, seated here at the VIP seats, I mean, wow. Okay, see, we went through a tiny bump there. And yes, the bump was translated inside the cabin, but it's not jarring. It's not something that would probably wake me up from my nap as I'm being transported around luxuriously in my Grand Starex Platinum. The ride is quite pliant. You see, it's not as, it's not as soft or as plush as you could expect from, let's say, a Rolls-Royce or a Bentley. But that's the thing, you're not really paying Rolls-Royce or Bentley prices for your Hyundai Grand Starex Platinum. And the good thing there, guys, is the VIP seats that I have here, well, this makes me feel like I'm being piloted inside a Bentley or a Rolls-Royce. Well, almost like a Bentley or a Rolls-Royce. You know, guys, you bought this Hyundai Grand Starex Platinum mainly because of the uber large space that you get here in the second row. You could even like put this seat down to form like an actual bed, guys. So, see? Oh, wow. This is pretty crazy. This is really good, guys. I mean, I could really get used to this. Anyway, I have to put the seat back up because I feel like I'm gonna fall asleep before I even finish this video. Now, guys, this is exactly where the money's at. This is why you're getting a Hyundai Grand Starex Platinum. It's these seats, guys. I could just go on and on and on about these seats, but yes, these are really the best seats in the house. So overall, guys, in the Grand Starex Platinum, you get a large amount of space that you couldn't really find in other full-size vans, but you also get the same luxury that you could expect in pricier luxury vans out there. And given the fact that you also have diesel power and it's a frugal fuel economy, well, I would say, guys, that this baby, it's a winner in my book. While the Grand Starex Platinum may not be as well-spec'd or as new as some of its competitors, it does have a huge advantage over the others. Its premium luxury interior and space that's fit for a king. Its ability to seat 8 passengers comfortably plus carry all their luggage is its biggest ace, making it a perfect road trip vehicle for large families or even large barcadas. Thanks for watching.